constituency, honorable member of parliament for North Tongu constituency. Okudzeto Ablakwa.
Oh, many Okudzeto Medase. Bibi aboko.
Me ho ayi anope wadaroma na also ho diseni.
Nyame adom.
Before se mekɔ so kora no umpota mu hɔ situation ne te sɛn sesi na no ba hɔ yi yenya no nkasa bio sɛ na situation ne te.
Many me no kasa sesi kra me wo Agbatiko displaced camp. Asem no ensure no astate kofom nanso edana ebubu no yanya insiye enti actually say nadmo for statistics no mudi atojo say urban north town 12,633 people are displaced no. These 12,633 omogoswa omoda classrooms until 21 schools. The last time mo program no ewo campaign bako ewo Mepa Presby into one kasa wunim the America sebi classrooms we yensi classrooms say yedi be residential accommodation bedroom in neho, kitchen in neho, washroom in neho, toilet in neho. Anytime my boy pro within these camps, no, I leave there very, very, very depressed. Meaning you don't even wish that for your worst enemy. Entiana and draw our parliament, I was very disappointed, sir. The Minister of Energy statement now of the kind, he made no mention of resettlement because that is the urgent thing we need to do. Because as long as these camps exist within the schools, it also means yankola and to minko school. Because almost school and even though my friend volunteer teachers classes under trees and not there, it's just an interim measure. You cannot vouch for the quality because school under trees did distractions and donations and the CASA, CHUM, and all of that. And the concentration level, low. Volunteer teachers, they are doing their best, and I commend them. But the ideal situation is for the children to return to their classrooms so that academic work can be resumed. Yenkai said, Omunyana Betro, the same BEC, the same WASI, GES, and WAEC, they are not going to create any special dispensation. Omon kase North Town for somewhere see and Monkocho exam fufro and I mamu different marking scheme. Yanyanesa Obia bachro the same exams. Into the air cost nomina a hame year as I say a Hagana Fonyana, and unfortunately the kind of urgency, the kind of immediacy, promptness, the promptness that is required in terms of the response, the commitment on the part of government, we are not seeing it. Nananom ayadie omunyana, all the traditional areas affected, Mefa traditional area, Bato traditional area, Sikofono, and Omoya affected in the Dofo area, Dofo traditional area. Omunyana identify higher ground, Omoa donated, say, Abain Pese Usi Adaya on Tia Bibia in terms of the land. No land payment. I really don't know what the government is waiting for. OSHA 2023 budget, approve here. There is 600 million cedis in the budget for contingency.
600 million.
600 million, yes.
For a new matter says, you name the BC, watching us a BBC and near the 600 million be aqua boho and then they yamamu 2.86 million.
I mean, sir, 2.8 million. I mean, explaining into 2.8 million. You will be your friend of voter resettlement trust fund. Into communities are yebabesi akosombo dam are ye relocate or mono. And ye establish that fund for them. It is our fund an existing fund for more than 60 years.
Okay.
And every year, no, as I say, VRA, or mutia about $500,000 into VRA and are buying. But for many years, they were not doing that. The disaster we see, you know, and I think I yet to say, oh, more releases some 2.8 million into that fund. But that fund, you know, it doesn't apply to the current disaster. It doesn't apply. And even
not just you will reason here, it is a fund na ewo.
Exactly.
Na emra na bo fund no ho bra no, emma kwan me yemfa me ye yes disaster hu adwuma.
Exactly. For resettled communities, no, or more relocate or more when we were constructing the dam. And this is over 60 years ago. It has nothing to do with current disaster, no. Current disaster, no. The yet NSA VRA4 or more allocated some 10 million cedis, almost say, or more the babua. But in terms of impact on the ground, I mean, central government and CASA, what is their commitment? So far, no, central government and CASA, 600 million contingency fund, no. You perceive, ABI, you uses some 20 million, now 50 million, every year resettlement. We need a resettlement policy. How long? You be say you say a woman and now oba and a work classroom for 5 weeks now. Will you accept it? One kasa, will you accept to live in a classroom just for one night? There's no commitment. No commitment. You say you're interministerial committee. Me no kasa say as MP for the most affected area. Interministerial committee be invited me. We haven't had even one meeting. At least.
I didn't hear.
I mean, here. At least, more invite you. Now, let's tell you what the situation is on the ground. Because you say moba quietly, secretly. You more invite you, then you tell us. Let's have a discussion. But, you know, the impression we are creating out there publicly, say, we are responding. Now, so on the ground, you know, we don't feel the response. We don't see the response. Interministerial committee, no one. So far, what have they done? Why have they not engaged affected MPs? Why are we not feeling the impact of this interministerial committee? Inti dabena impenyefo we nyina inkola we nyina yema menom omo stranded in congested classrooms and tents in these schools no. Dabena yebe relocate omo. Ama Nkolano atumi ako back to school.
Talk of relocation and they say okay say wu si dan sabio a 1 bedroom kura na wu sisie any idea it would take about 3 to 4 months and sana watimi AC sa dodo no aye kan nyina awie dia ni immediate measure wodwen say aban betimi ateke ama aye sa ye nuano mo problem o mo find o mo solve no wo benya relief be immediate measures be ya
into immediate measures no. If we apply our minds to it, there were a number of options. Option number 1. Fortunately, Nyamiadom disaster we see Usher we the most affected. The distance between your communities and Saglemi and Wa. I mean one kasa wabaha. Bano say from Saglemi to 30 minutes now we drew. And Shadan Wasa. It's in terms of logistics, in terms of movement of people, it will be very difficult. Anka ebia Saglemi wo ebia Tamale ana ebia Bolga side ho, then you can say I mean a bed in Kakra. And that is the first option. And up to now, I don't know why, despite the appeals from our chiefs, from the Ghanaians generally, are buying ayedin on this Saglemi option.
Maybe the fear of say watching you relocate you or more you do more come back and then there will be another problem arising. Don't you think say anything about dragging feet, you know?
I know dear. I think say if that is the case, buying is being unreasonable. Sure, there's nobody who the kind of attraction. It's even spiritual. The linkage we have with our ancestry and the land of our birth. I mean, look, you always miss home. There's nowhere like home. People will always want to go back home if the conditions are right. If we do the resettlement, the people will love to go. I mean, the challenge no more will be, say, if you want to keep them there permanently, and no do not empty because they always want to be where,
they genuinely call a year home. And no say we say so munyina free wa say ne wampi ubedi no ho
exactly. Drew voting and all of that, even how do people move, where do they register, and all of those issues. People will have to go back.
The second option.
Second option, ASA. In this modern era, no, you were your friend of prefab. You were all kinds of modern building technologies. You don't need to wait for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Many Fair Sky Group, your initiative be building initial houses, taking advantage of Assassina and Ananom MI. I can send you the latest pictures. Meaning you are 3 weeks in Drew. If you see roofing as I speak to you, using prefab. Into that second option, into a buy MPC obesi permanent housing as at now, just like what is going on at Apiatino. You can have interim measures using prefab and yet too costly, which can be done very quickly within a month at 6 weeks. And there are other building. There's another company within 5 weeks they use some imported bricks from South Africa. It is even more durable. And the technology exists. Look, it's been 5 getting to 6 weeks already. Anka, if we had started some work on even temporary relocation, it should have been completed by now. Not in Colano, to me, are returning to their schools so that they can resume academic work. And even beyond education, we are talking about human dignity. You have been here. Usher these camps, these classrooms. I mean, the numbers, the congestion, and you have to separate families. Married people, 5 weeks. Imagine, say 5 weeks. You are your husband, wife.
Yeah,
and na nkrofu jariwa bonting, no privacy. It's dignifying. Human rights violations, living like a refugee in your own country. This matter is urgent, is of utmost urgency. And so far, no, YNT resettlement policy BR. And that is worrying. Look, and let me use this opportunity to thank Ghanaians. Minya, Anka Enye Ghana for your station in particular, corporate Ghana. Recently, Moamu Owners, the Tobinco group of companies, and all these organizations are Omobabe Boying, Omo de tent eba, Omo de mattresses eba, Ediane, Ensio, and all of those items. No, Minia, I wonder where we will be. Anka Dudoneu, people will just die out of hunger. It is the benevolence of Ghanaians, and I am glad, sir, Minister of Energy and Draw Nankasa or acknowledge here. Sir, Ghana for Abuapa, Kenya Ghana for Anka Asem Kasiesi. We appreciate the solidarity. We will never forget the love, the compassion that Ghanaians have exhibited and have shown us in this matter. But the fact of the matter is just Ghana for the Omoyeno is just interim. There must
be a cogent plan coming from a government.
What is the sustainable solution to this? And so far, YNT BBR 5 weeks getting to 6 weeks. I think.
Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, my musa question yenim se parliamentarians mu wo tumi wo amamra ni mu se bio wo bi ye bibi na entwa ye so ye minister so ye den a mutimi kase womra parliament ye na womra mayi na no enkyere mamfo no ada na sabre nkrofo a wogidi se we so mu take decisions na wo mu take ye no mu speaker emfre wo mu to the floor of parliament.
Minister of Energy, Parliament of Bar and Drano. It was at our instance. Yena last week, ye demanded, yes, as I said, Minister of Energy and a VRA in Penyiforno, as I saw Moba. Ebe yi omano. Yena yes, I request no. And yet on Momankasana or Moba and Dra. Yena ye demanded ye. Ubekaya last week me read this statement. A statement on the floor highlighting the plight of my people. And Speaker Eka said, 2 things. One, there has to be a parliamentary inquiry because the AC no obia NTS here. It looks like there's so many, unanswered questions, so many hidden issues. There's negligence, and we need to delve into the matters because in SIDA, spillage. There's been lots of spillage from 1966. The last one, 2010. This level of devastation. Argentina this time, Nema says, Argentina this time, we didn't see a controlled, program spillage across many weeks. This level of devastation will have been avoided. And we need to delve into those matters. And the second issue that came out of that discussion after my statement was the need for the ministry and the VRA officials to come and brief Parliament on Wednesday next week. Intiana briefing way is here. Inti Yaguswa Juma in terms of the parliamentary oversight. And Drew say, I made the point, say it is unacceptable that nothing is being heard from government on resettlement and then on the issue of compensation. And then I also emphasize, say, as I say, your ministers, omo check information yedima. So VRA for ebe catcher was the supervising minister say, best no, stakeholder engagement, free members of parliament. You need to ask further questions. Where is the evidence? Invitation letters no one. Infana Moshia members of parliament no one.
Minutes of meeting
Yes, exactly. Minutes no one. I mean, where are the pictures? You don't just carry it and come and read in parliament. And when I asked the minister, say, where is the evidence? They were exposed. They couldn't tell us. One meeting, one date. And Honorable Jinapo made a brilliant point yesterday, sir. The more say minister ba VRA chief executive ne for Biaba parliament more engaging after the fact, Couldn't you have done this same engagement before? Because Muna Munim said more baby dam no. You create your own timetable. You decide, say, on this day, September 15, probably at 2 p.m., yebe dam no yebe spele. Why didn't you engage us? Say, Bibia say, when you have been so negligent, when the harm has been caused, you are now responding to a parliamentary summons, and you are now intimunim how to get to parliament, and you are now doing it. Second information, so a minister, Yedema minister, Toja, say, VRA for say relief items or more MPs relief items, and MPs have received their fair share of relief items. Another blatant falsehood. I made a point, say, look, Minia, throughout this whole disaster, nobody has called me from the VRA. No, I have never received any relief item from the VRA. And you see, the danger with this kind of submission is that once you hear the victims in your constituency, Nananom assembly members, to be able to say, hey, MP akwako share VRA for wakwako J and yente bibia on declare and all of that. And the kind of trust that people have for you in your community will all be erased into very, very dangerous statements. And I will appeal to ministers, sir, they should be very careful about these agencies that are under them and the kind of information that they give to them before they just come to parliament and read it. because it embarrasses everybody. Wow, kind statement, no, it will embarrass you. And those of us who are affected, who these accusations are leveled against, no, if care is not taken, it also embarrasses us. Look, people have not done their work well, and they are just trying to, defend themselves, obfuscate the issues. The fact of the matter is, VRA has been negligent. And even after their negligence, the kind of commitment, the kind of response that we expect, that will protect human life, that will preserve human dignity, and shame crime, we are not seeing it.
Ablakwa, say, upe say, you know, mukun mission to kwadia, unye, mianwa, debi amine muku, wena obi nyena juma year, the media platform, every now and then you have it. We can go after them. Just so omonium more ye you be expose we say I am in this fight with you together, brother.
Thank you. Medase. Contingency fund say, please start a campaign on that.
Okay.
Contingency fund 600 million now you approve. Why? It's because it is for situations like this. Emergencies. Ubekaya, meaning some years ago, contingency fund nana Omode see National Cathedral.
Cathedral. Say no
on our blind side.
Contingency vote, contingency fund, mekai.
Which was not approved by Parliament, which cannot be contingency. National Cathedral, to me a term contingency.
I can understand your frustration, and we are going on that tangent.
Pressure no. Yo, Mr. Medas.
We Okudzeto Ablakwa, honorable member of Parliament for North Tongu, constituency na yene no etwetwe nkomo no. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3.